Jeremiah, thanks for coming out for coffee, man. I'm excited to have you in the group. Chicago Connections will be better because you're in it.
Thank you. You know, I was kind of waiting for somebody to do something like this that wasn't just a group where, you know, you start and then there's no face-to-face, but this is pretty exciting. So thanks for inviting me, Don.
Yeah, I don't think any benefit comes from these things until people start to get to know each other. And we've got a thing where we talk about, you know, when the immigrants came to America, they didn't know anybody. They didn't have anything. They were destitute. The first thing they did was create networks, and those were the neighborhoods, right?
Yeah.
And all they did was, if somebody knew found a good place to eat, or food was cheap, or they found a place to live, or a job was available, they helped each other out. And very quickly, they all became prosperous, and they were able to, you know, succeed in the mainstream. And that's what we're all about. This is about proactively. All we want to have is people who want to help other people in the group, because it's not about me doing for you and you doing for me. We're going to be quid pro quo. I might help you, you might help Bob, Bob might help Keaton, Keaton might help Mary, Mary might help me, and any and every variation of that. And that's great. You know, we might all help each other, and you know, somebody might get way more help than somebody else, but they need more help. Yeah. And so what I want to do is maximize the value of this for you. Okay. And so in order for us to really be productive, I'd love to get to it many times, but for this one, I want to talk about you. I want to learn all about you so that when I meet people, and from the people that I know and I've already met with, because I meet with a lot of folks, I want to be able to tell them your story and be able to tell them the people that can be helpful to you or that you can be helpful with. I want to connect you. So I'm going to make a lot of connections for you. And then I want to talk about what you're trying to accomplish and what you'd love to do, and then see what's there. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tell you about me and what I do. And so then when you meet folks, you can do the same thing for me. And then at the end, we'll talk about how we might be able to help each other and see whatever else is out there. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Cool. So tell me about yourself. What are you doing? What's your company?
Yeah, so I own a small graphic design business. We've got 3 employees. So we do things like annual reports, brochures, design websites, business cards, logos, branding. I've been doing it for about 10 years now. Nice. Here in Chicago.
Cool. We have probably 30 or 40 business owners in the group, minimum, and lots of guys who have to buy graphic stuff anyway. They're always looking for good people. I don't think there's 1 or 2 other graphic guys in the whole thing, and everybody stays pretty busy. I would be delighted to introduce you to some folks. I know one guy was talking to the other day, was going to do, he was going to a presentation, and he had to get handouts. And I don't know if he still needs it, but even if he doesn't, he was looking for somebody, so he clearly doesn't have somebody. And that was Bill Aldrich, I think, and I'll connect you to him. And there's a couple other guys. I'm gonna go back to my office and I'll remember who it is, and I'll shoot you an email and I'll make an introduction. I'll put you guys together on the thing. And you also, next time we do an event, you definitely want to come and bring some stuff. We do get-togethers, and a lot of times there's like the opportunity to be a sponsor. Sponsor means you get a table, and you can give stuff away and introduce people, and I'll give you a chance to talk about what you do. Where do you want your business to go, and what are you trying to accomplish?
So one thing we need help with is contracts. So a good business contract attorney would be helpful for me. We want to grow the business, but I feel that we don't have tight enough contracts. They put us at a disadvantage sometimes. Got it. But we want to go more upmarket. We'd love to be getting clients that are a little bit bigger. Mm-hmm. So maybe more medium-sized businesses that would have ongoing work. We're developing a new retainer program so that for 1 flat fee every month, we'll take care of all your graphic needs, no matter if they're big or small. So we want to go upmarket a little bit. So those would be the 2 things that, you know, we're trying to do right now.
So you're trying to become sort of the graphics department for small and medium-sized companies on a retainer basis. That's smart. I hadn't heard that before. That's awesome. And I'm absolutely certain that guys in the group are going to want to know about that, and that's something I'll make sure I'll tell them about. There's 3 or 4 guys. There's a couple of manufacturing companies that market their own. They don't just go through distributors. They market their own stuff. Mm-hmm. They're going to want to know about that because, you know, they're not good at that. And the real skill set is having you there to guide the marketing, not the production part of it's sort of the easy part. It's the what do we need, to sit as a partner at the table or as a member of the group at the table and get it done. That's going to be terrific. That'll work out well, I think.
Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'd love the introductions. This is working out pretty good. Thank you.
Super. I noticed before we get to talking about what I do, there's a couple of folks that you had that you were connected to, because I looked at your profile and I loved, you did a real nice job. And there's a couple things I think you ought to put in there, and we'll talk about that another time. And I'll share with you, but there's some things you can do to up your profile. And you definitely want to make sure that you put in that you're in our group and speak to the fact that you're active in that, because that lets people know that you really are engaged.
So do you mean I should put in my summary section like a link to the group to invite other people to join? Is that what you mean?
And you should invite as many friends as you want. You should
Okay.
invite everybody you know.
All right.
We encourage all the members to invite their friends, because the more people that are in it, the stronger the group. The stronger the group, the more diverse, the more opportunity exists for everybody. This is a neighborhood that's open to everybody, right? So
Great.
what I want to, there's a couple of guys I was hoping you'd be willing to introduce me to, and I'll tell you about what I do. And I just wanted to pay a compliment to you about what a great profile you had, and offer you a couple of tips on that, because it's really an important thing.
Thanks.
There were some, as I was looking through your profile, there were some folks that you knew that I thought would be great additions to the group, and that I'd like to know personally, and I know lots of our members would. And let me pull it up here, because I noted which ones they were. You had McSwain Fowler. Seemed like a really sharp guy, and I was impressed with his thing and with his profile. And I would be really interested to see what he could bring. There's 3 or 4 people in the group that he ought to be meeting with, and they could use his help. And then there's also Keaton Smith. Keaton was another guy who, it looks like his analytical skill set for sales, the analytical sales, that's something that it seems like I've been asked about the last 2 weeks. I've been asked like 2 or 3 times about that. I'm like, we got to find somebody, and I saw it was like, it all came together. Okay. And there's 2 or 3 other folks here. Jim Jeffers.
I better write this down.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one was McSwain.
McSwain.
Okay.
Fowler, Keaton Smith, and Jim Jeffers. Those are the 3 that really jumped out to me.
Okay.
And I already know there's folks who really could benefit from meeting them, and I think it would be good for both of them.
Okay.
So
how should I do that? Like, is this a call, an email, LinkedIn?
Whatever you're most comfortable with. You can, if you're interested through LinkedIn, you can just use the LinkedIn introduction feature. But I'm big about face-to-face meetings. Call them up, tell them you're in the group, say that, and if you want to make an introduction, that'd be awesome. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay. What I'd like to do is, could I just send you and them an email and put a link to the group and say, hey, Don, I want you to meet McSwain, I want you to meet Don. I just joined his group. Here's a link.
Yeah.
We thought you'd be a great fit for it.
That's awesome. That'd be terrific.
That's okay. All right.
That'll work great.
Okay, so I'll do that after then.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Now, let me tell you about what I do.
Okay.
This is where we're going to go into different ways to present what you do, a couple ideas, and you should have your own. You should have a unique selling proposition. You should be able to describe what you do in a benefit-laden explanation. And so I'll start off with this one. Jeremiah, what I do is I have all the training and all of the financial services and have a wide array of skill sets and designations that allow me to be a generalist and to look at everything you're doing and give you all the information and all of the data and all of the solutions you need so that you can make the decision that you are most comfortable with. Okay? Wherever you're working with someone, that's great. Whatever they do, that's great. You should always have a second opinion, because there's 2 things that count the most. That's your health and that's your money. Those are 2 things that determine how your life's going to go right. So you should always have second opinions. I want to give you a second opinion. I want to give you the ability to make a decision that makes you the most comfortable. Even if that decision is to do nothing, I just want you to have that information. And our process that we go through, the folks that we do it for find it, first of all, very helpful, and it helps them clarify their thoughts, but also they find it very relieving and relaxing, because at the end, whatever they do is fine, but they get to do what makes them feel good. And I'd like to invite you to participate in that and give it to you. That's something that we do. I try to do for everyone, and give you the opportunity to have that information and do with that. And is that something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, sure. You could do that. Let's pause. You never said you're a financial advisor.
Okay, good point.
But it's interesting because that might work for anything really. A second opinion on your houseplant situation or whatever. But if we're going to do this mainly geared toward advisors, maybe we want to doing it from the financial
Make certain assumptions. You know you're a financial advisor. Okay, I'll start again.
Okay.
Right, starting again.
Yeah. So in post, we're going to use this one as the general, hey man. In the post, we're going to use that one as the general one. So still keep it in there. And that can work for really anybody, any profession. But now we're going to go specifically, financial advisor mode.
Are there any key tips that you can give before this on transitioning without it killing the meeting, without it sounding salesy? I mean, do you have any tips for the people watching this on making that transition?
Yeah, I thought-
It is an uncomfortable, I don't know, maybe it might be uncomfortable to feel like I'm gonna now talk about myself. How can I do that without coming across too salesy?
Yeah, I think I like what you did. Like now,
laid it out.
you set it up, and then now it says, okay, now I know what you do. Let me tell you what I do.
Right, okay.
What else? Do you think we should do something else?
I just didn't know if you had other suggestions. But I guess that's okay because, like you say, you set it up by
I got another one.
specifically asking for you to tell me what you did.
Yeah. So we got another one, another transition point.
Sure.
Okay. Transition point is now when you're in this group, why don't I just do it?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Let's switch sides.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll call this transition point number 2. All right. So Don, now that I've learned everything about you, you're going to be meeting a lot of great people in this group, and frankly, because the group is several hundred people, and we hope to get to about 1,000 by the end of the year, I'm not going to be able to meet everybody personally. So I would appreciate it if you could also look out for me. So I'd like to tell you what I do, so that when you see somebody who might be a good fit for me, hopefully you'll think about me, and you can make an introduction. So
Absolutely.
does that sound fair?
Absolutely. That sounds great.
Okay.
What do you do?
All right, so that's going to be the transition point. How was that? Yeah. Is there another one you think we should
No,
use?
that makes the point though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's one more variation of that, so it becomes a trifecta.
Let's think now. If we've told them that we're going to do it, but the story's always the same. I want
Yeah.
this is about helping each other out.
Yeah. Okay, so let me use that one. I got one for that.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Transition 3. So, Don, you remember the immigrant story?
Yeah.
I kind of shared at the end. It's
Sure.
all about helping each other out.
Right.
So, I've got a list here of people that I'm going to contact for you, and hopefully it's going to lead to some business. And just like everyone in the group, I also need help. And so I thought maybe what I'll do is I'm going to share with you a little bit of what I do. And if you can help me, if there's people that might be a good fit for you, for me, for our services,
Right.
Hopefully you'll think about me.
Absolutely. What do you do?
All right, that was transition 3. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, good observation, McSwain. Okay, so let's go to the explanation now. We'll get to specifically, let's go financial advisor mode, and we'll do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many we come up with,
Yeah.
and then we'll jump into
We'll
stride
riff
stuff.
back and forth. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So is this helpful when you do the clap? Is that just so that you see the sound blip? Okay.
I stop one of the cameras, so
Oh,
I'll
okay.
let you know if I need a clap.
Okay. Well, I was for nothing then. All
It
right.
was dramatic, and that
It was
mattered.
dramatic. Let's do it. I was doing it with style. That was my whoa clap
I
on
was going to say you
camera.
left out the yes.
I left the whoa clap out. Okay. All right. So it's mainly going to be Don now. Don's going to be talking most of the time.
Okay. Jeremiah, I'm really impressed with your profile and everything. Now, let me tell you about what I do, because this is something that I think I'd like you to share with other folks as you go along, as I will share everything about you.
Okay.
I'm in the financial advisor space, but there's a lot of good advisors out there, and they work hard, and they're good at what they do. But what I do is I take the folks that want to retire with security, and we use a tax rule that has been around since 1915 that doesn't get used by most folks. Most of the people that use it are wealthy, but it allows them to retire with security and without taxes, and better by putting a lot less away. And it's something that it can impact anyone, but usually the advisors who know about it only work with the very, very wealthy. I work with everybody, particularly with business owners, because there are a lot of advantages you can take. And so I like to help out and give the information to folks who have businesses and show them what can be done and show them the differences and show them what options and alternative opportunities they have to utilize. Is that something that you'd be interested in seeing?
Yeah, I've never heard of that obscure tax law, so yeah, sure, I'd be open to that.
Super. We sit down and meet for about 30 minutes. I get some basic information from you, and then I'll prepare the analysis and give it back to you and show you that, including I'll give you copies of the tax law and everything else so you can show it to your CPA, because your CPA will want to know about it. So
Okay.
when would you like to get together?
Sounds good. Fairly open a week from now. We could probably put something on the calendar.
That's one.
Okay.
A lot of our folks do a process like that, so that's one of the other things.
Okay.
Let's do next one.
I got one.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So camera on me then. This will be. We call this the offer number 2. That was offer number 1. Do offer number 2. So Don, so I'd like to tell you a little bit now about what I do. As a financial advisor, I've devised a 11-point analysis that we use to help anybody who, is thinking about a secure retirement, be able to be assured that they're going to have a paycheck coming into the mailbox every month without fail, using saving strategies that are very, very little known today, even amongst the financial advisor world. And one of the things I do fee-based advising, meaning you pay me a fee and I'll create a financial plan for you. But I also do it based on commissions, where based on how much I can help you out, the companies that I use end up paying me a small commission. And one of my services is a comprehensive analysis where I use this 11-point strategy, which will give you an overview, kind of like an audit of what you already have, that you can use to make a sound decision to say, well, my current plan is great, or it's so-so, or wow, I'm way off track. Now, I normally charge $1,000 for this, but one of the things I love to do is I feel this group is my family, my tribe, and I really want to take care of everybody in the tribe. So I offer this as a complimentary service to the new members in our group. So what that means is, if you'd like to have this 11-point analysis done, the way it normally happens is about a week from now, we'll go on a video screen share where I have a software I'll pull up on my screen, and we don't have to travel anywhere. You can be at your computer, at your house, or at your work.
Oh, nice.
And we'll just walk through it. And after about 25 minutes together, I'll give you an overview of exactly where you're at. And if you're in a sound situation, it'll be very obvious, and I'll be thrilled to hear that you're one of the few Americans that actually have their financial act together. And I'll send you a virtual high five. And if not, I'll give you some recommendations which you can either use with me, or you can go back to your current financial advisor and say, hey, look, I ran some numbers, and we got to change some things. So think of it as like a non-biased financial audit that you can take just to make sure you're taken care of. And I'd like to offer that for you. Is that something you might be interested in?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you always want to know where you are. So that's, and to hear it from, my advisor, of course, tells me everything's okay, but it doesn't hurt to hear it more than once. So absolutely.
Okay,
Sure.
great. So why don't we set up a time after this for about 30 minutes over the phone or computer next
Okay.
week, and we'll run through it.
Perfect. That'll be great.
Okay, thanks. Okay, that was good.
That was. That's only going to work for the guys who are certified financial planners. 'Cause
Right,
they
which
can't
we do
that.
have.
Yeah, we have a lot of that. Yeah, but so I was going to say, the reason I said that was we got to saw that the certified, fee for service
Right.
close. Right. Then let's do what?
Life insurance?
Life insurance. So, well, the life insurance stuff is
What do those guys do?
the first one I did was a life one.
Okay.
That was life.
Why don't you do the simple second opinion one?
Yeah, I was going to say that one's so easy. It's really short, but let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it'll be Don doing it this time. David,
Right.
back on Don. No problem.
Okay. Jeremiah, love what you do. Let me tell you about what I do. And in fact, I'd like to show you what I do because that's the easiest way for you to be able to share it with other people. And I want to do something for you that's sort of helpful. So, as a certified financial planner, as a certified life underwriter, I've got all the designations and all the accreditations that you can have. And one of the things that I can give you is peace of mind. And so what I'd like to offer you is just for whatever you're doing, review your financial situation and give you a second opinion. And, hopefully tell you everything's great, good news. And I'm happy to do that for anyone in the group and anyone I'm connected with. And give you a chance to see how it works, the information I provide for you, and who it might help for you. Because that'll help me that you understand what I do and you'll be able to share it with others. Would you like to sit down and do a second opinion?
Yeah, I mean, second opinion, I'm not committing to anything, so sure.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let's set up a time.
All right, that's good. So that's 3 we did. What else? What are some other offers we can make?
All right. To go directly to a sale.
What if we just go straight out? I mean, this is a little old schooly. Do you already have, how's your family taken care of now?
Yeah.
And just ask him.
What are you doing for your financial? What are you doing for your financial planning? What kind of financial planning are you doing?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Let's do with
All right,
that, and then
all
I'll be like, and then you just go from there.
Okay.
Okay. So more focus on done. Okay. This is going to be close number 4.
Okay. Jeremiah, I'm a financial planner. That's my expertise. I've been doing it for 23 years. What do you do for your financial planning? What kind of financial planning are you doing?
Wow. I wouldn't say that I'm actually doing any planning. I bought a whole life policy maybe 10 years ago, and I know it's getting me about 6.5% a year, and that's about the extent of my planning, and I know how much I'm putting away every month. That's pretty much it done.
Well, there's the old expression is most people plans don't fail, they fail to plan. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a plan, you just get what you get. I'd like to suggest that we should sit down and I can give you the basics of a plan and look at where you are, tell you where you are now, tell you where you're headed, doing what you're doing or not doing now, and then give you some ideas about what might work better for you. Mm-hmm. Does that sound like something that would be helpful to you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I haven't looked at this in a long time, so...
Well, it's probably time.
Okay, all right.
Let's get together and do it.
Okay, sounds good.
Super. All right.
Okay.
It's another one?
That was 4. Let's go for one more, and then we'll jump into stride stuff.
Sure. So, financial, we got, why not a P&C one?
Yeah.
Because we're going to get some, and benefits, we got to do one for these guys.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're doing. Okay. Let's do a group benefits one.
Okay, I'll do group benefits then.
All right.
Okay, so you look at me. Okay, this is going to be transition point. This is going to be close number 5, group benefits 1. So Don, let me tell you what I do.
Sure.
I specialize in helping small and medium-sized business owners reduce the cost of their health insurance while also making happier employees through creative health strategies. Oh, that's all right. We'll take it over. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Maybe McSwain, you should stand here. Bring the card over there and just put it right there.
Blocker.
Yeah. No, that's okay. We just got started, so it's okay.
I won't do that on the way back, I promise.
It's a tough spot. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And then McSwain, stand right here and just direct people around. This cart will stop people over here. Cool. All right. We'll take that one again.
And whenever you're ready.
Okay. So Don, let me tell you what I do. I work with small and medium-sized business owners on creative employee benefit strategies that will actually reduce the cost of employee benefits, which, as you know, health insurance for companies continues to go like this after Obamacare.
Yeah.
And so I work with a select group of carriers that I've personally hand-selected and researched over a period of 15 years in order to find the ones that are best suited and the best type of complementary plans that, unfortunately, most small business owners don't know or don't have access to put together programs that not only help them control their costs, but also offer additional benefits, which actually leads to retaining employees and keeping them happier and preventing them from jumping ship just because maybe somebody over here is dangling a nicer carrot.
Right.
So that's what I do. And, I know that I think you told me before your company has about 20 employees?
23. Yep.
23 employees, okay. So have you seen the cost of health insurance kind of get out of control there?
Are you kidding?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm considering going into the health employee business because that's where all the money is.
Yeah.
All my money goes there. I don't know what you do.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're working with an employee benefits advisor right now, and I'm sure they're doing a great job. However, what I'd like to propose is we offer a 7-point audit process for small business owners where we'll come in and take a look at exactly what you're doing and also offer alternate suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'd like to move forward with us, or even you can go back to your current benefits advisor and show them where perhaps you could be saving several $1,000s a month. Is that something that you'd be open to doing?
Yeah. Anytime I can cut the expenses, it's better. And I've got employees that, there's a couple that I wouldn't mind leaving, but most of them I really want to hold on to. So, yeah, that would be nice. That'd
Okay,
be
great. Well, we'll set up a time to do that.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do one. I want to do one about telemedicine.
You want to do a telemedicine one?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's a great door opener. Let's just throw it in there.
Just do it. Yeah, that's great. I love it.
You're here. I'm here. He's got a camera.
That's right.
Let's throw it out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Telemedicine close. Jeremiah, you've got a nice business, and you've got, what'd you say, 27 employees?
Yeah, 27.
And I know that with Obamacare, everything's kind of dogs are sleeping with cats. It's kind of crazy out there. There are some things that have come along that have been pretty outstanding in helping folks. And one of the things is that the move towards taking technology into medicine, and for the ability for that to impact and save for business owners and for employees, for everyone. And one of the moves is for telemedicine. Right now, you can provide your employees with the ability to see a doctor whenever they need to, and get a doctor's consultation, and it costs you less than $10 a month. And it's if they do it once a year, it's cheaper than if they went to the local clinic. And it really is, to me, it's the most disruptive, in a good way, factor in healthcare. It's one that could save, that could really cuts down the overutilization of emergency rooms, and it greatly reduces costs because it's so efficient. And there's lots of other programs we've got too, but I'm so excited about that one. I want everybody to know about it, because if you don't know about it, you don't know what you don't know. And so I'd love to sit down and show you the plan and show you what it can do for you. And then I'd love for you to help me, if you're going to know other guys who have companies, and I'd love for you to help me share the information with folks. Is there a time you can sit down? I can show you that.
Sure. I mean, that sounds like it could reduce a lot of our costs. So yeah, sure, I'll be happy to do that.
Super. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you guys pause for a second. I'm just gonna switch a battery out.
Yep. All right. So.
your battery?
We were running testimony earlier. So.
Did we get any this morning?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got one or two.
Okay. All right. What else? Do we have a? So we did 3 life ones, 3 life/retirement planning.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it all comes down to the same thing.
Yeah,
Just have
okay.
to say they have to have a unique selling proposition.
Yeah.
And I can't come up with their unique selling proposition because I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be 1,000 versions of it minimum,
Yeah, okay.
But I think maybe we ought to do one where we just say, look, when you're selling, talking to people, you need to tell them that you have a reason. You've already told them why they need to know what you do. You need to tell them that they need to.
Excuse me.
Tell them that they need to meet with you, and my thing would be, let me show you what I do, so that you can share it with others.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what I do, if you haven't been through it, then there's no way that you can, in effect, share what I do.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm going to make sure.
Reclap here.
Always in front of my face. What's
Yeah, I
up
know.
with that? He doesn't want to cover up the beauty.
Okay. So let's
His hair was perfect.
let's look at. Is there one? So we did commercial lines. No, we did.
Well,
we
let's-
didn't do commercial.
Okay, good. Let's. I can I can take a shot at that one, or you can do it.
Okay.
You want to do it, or you want me to do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
And then we'll do stride.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be commercial lines close. So Don, let me tell you what I do. I specialize in working with medium to large organizations that have about 50 employees or more. I work usually specifically with the business owner or the CFO to help them control their workman's comp claims, as well as look at any insurance plans they already have in place and look for ways that we can reduce the costs but also offer better value. A
Okay.
quick example is we recently helped one company here in Chicago reduce their costs by about 21% while actually offering them more coverage. In addition, by working directly with the CEO, we've sometimes found that, for example, yourself as the CEO, you probably have a couple cars. Maybe I know you told me you have a house out in Skokie. So we
And a
can
boat.
also, and we can and a boat. So we can probably take a look at that, and we work with people who are typically, CEOs and more the affluent. Look at their insurance situations, because many times they end up, succeeding, and they never relook at their insurance plans after they started with State Farm or Allstate many years ago.
Right.
But there's actually unique programs available only to people of a higher income class that are not available to others, that offer much greater protection. If you're out there on Lake Michigan and something happens to your motor and you lose your entire boat and all this stuff, and smaller companies just don't have the access to some of the covers that we could possibly get you. So
Wow.
that's what I do. I've done it for a lot of other CEOs here in Chicago, and I'd love to get a chance to sit down and just take a look at what you're doing and offer you a friendly second opinion.
Hey, that sounds great. Let's do it. When do
Okay.
you want to get together?
All right, let's do it next week.
Sure. Good one. I like that.
right.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a fairly narrow niche, but
Yeah.
it's a niche.
Yeah, I was thinking of my guys in New York. That's exactly
Yeah.
what they do.
Yeah, you got to think of it. Typically, when I do stuff like this, I got to put myself in someone's shoes and go, all right, I can be that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do.
McSwain, do you have an idea you want to propose? Do you want to do a close? Do you have an idea? No. Okay.
All right.
So it looks as though we're doing this okay, and then we're going to move to stride now. So if you want to go back to the booth, try to get any other deals in.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Cool.
Okay. Thank you. I'm just going to see if I heard back from any of these guys. No. Okay. Okay. All right. So
Stride.
stride.
Okay.
Okay. This will be stride close number 1.
Okay. Jeremiah, my business in the Gross Overview is to help people achieve their goals, achieve their business and their financial goals. And we do that in a number of ways. We do this. We help people connect with other people, build their businesses, become more successful. I do financial planning. So when once you earn the money, we figure out what to do with it. And one of the things that I'm most excited about, because it's so immediate and has such a dramatic impact, is we help business owners find the money in their business that they're currently giving away that they shouldn't, and opportunities they're missing. There's so many different opportunities to recover costs that folks don't know about. There's 8 different audits that get done. I work with a organization called Stride Savings, and Stride Savings does several different audits. They audit your property taxes. If you think you're paying too much in property taxes, you probably are. They do that, and they'll find savings there. They'll find the deductions on your commercial building. I know you have an office. They'll find deductions in your savings in you process credit cards. They find savings in that. You have waste management, shipping costs, a whole range of different things. And the great thing about it is they come in and they do all of these audits and find the savings at no cost or obligation. The only way that they get paid is if they find something, they share it with you. Does that sound like something you'd like to see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I can ask you 8 questions, and at the end of these 8 questions, I can give you a pretty good estimate about what's involved in your savings, what you could expect.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. That's it. That's the stride stuff. Close.
Okay.
I can go through the process, but they actually do that someplace else better.
Yeah.
So because they can't see my screen, so they can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay.
I can do another variation on that. I don't know how much I would want to change that, though. I mean, to me, that seems like a pretty simple thing. I mean, saying we help people solve and solve that money savings and
Yeah. I'll take a stab at one.
yeah, go.
Yeah, okay.
Please.
All right, this is going to be stride close number 2. So, Don, as a financial advisor, I specialize in helping people once they make their money, how to protect it and keep it long term.
Yeah.
But another thing I do is I help small businesses, medium-sized businesses with auditing the ways that they're spending money so that they actually can find more money to be able to invest either in their companies, in themselves, or in their savings plans. So I work with an organization called Stride Savings, and they work in a very unique cost-cutting strategy. So we have a very simple app that walks you through 8 or 11 questions that will ask you everything from property taxes to workman's comp claims to credit card processing to the number of employees you have to any expansion you're thinking about. And in about 10 minutes, we usually find anywhere from at least $1,000 all the way up to several $1 million in savings that we could save your organization. And the
Type
best
of
part,
range.
that's right. And the best part is there's no cost. In fact, we work on a performance basis.
Nice.
So just after going through this for about 10 minutes on an app that I can show you, we'll identify the core areas where we know we can save you money, and then we share in the savings. So only if we can save you money do we get a small fee for helping you do that. Does that sound interesting, to be able to look at your organization and look for ways that we could save you money on a performance basis?
Yeah. And I don't pay you anything unless you find money?
That's right.
Yeah, sign me up. For
Okay.
Sure.
So why don't we set up a separate meeting? Actually, I can pull up my iPad right now. Let's just do
Yeah.
it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And I think we should do it. I think we should do that again, that whole thing basically, but then just do it, but do it to do it right there, because you actually will get
Okay.
they'll actually get the commitment at the table. That's what's happening.
Okay.
So just say, to do that, I only have to, I can ask you about 8 questions.
Okay.
And at the end of the 8 questions, I can give you a pretty good estimate. I can give you that right now.
Okay.
And if it makes sense to you, we can set you up, and we can
Okay.
book it so we can pursue it. And we can book a discovery call so you can go over it with our experts.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Him again.
All right. So, Don, what I like to specialize in is in finding money for small business owners and also teaching them how to protect and save it so that most of it stays in their organization or goes to them and their families. So, as you know, I'm a financial planner, and so I do fee-based financial planning. But another thing I do that I feel is pretty special and unique in the market is I work with an organization called Stride Savings. And what we do is go into companies and strictly on a performance basis, we audit where you're spending money and look for ways to reduce that spend. So everything done from workman's compensation to how much you're paying on insurance to your credit card processing to shipping to even your property taxes. If you think you're paying too much on property taxes, we've got ways to ethically reduce all those costs. And we use a strategy that instead of getting you to switch to other vendors is just very creative in the way that we do it. And the best part is that we can do this on my iPad in just 8 simple questions. So let's do that right now, and then at the end of it, you'll actually get an estimate of how much we can save. Now, just so you know, there's no charge for this. We don't get paid unless we know for sure that we can save you money. So why don't I just ask you these 8 questions, because I know you're going to find somebody that you're going to run into, and hey, for fun, we might even find some savings for you right now.
Awesome.
All right, let's start with question number 1.
One of the things I love is that 100% of the time, if they run more than $300,000 in credit cards, they have a 100% track record of finding savings. 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a Stride Savings and touch on that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to touch on two different things, okay?
Okay. So
All
this
right.
is stride close number 3.
Yeah, Stride
Okay.
Close 3. On me? Okay. Jeremiah, really looking forward to seeing your graphics information. Let me tell you about what I do. I'm a financial advisor, but in a broader search, I'm sort of a success, about financial success for my clients, because it's not just about how much money do you have, here's a better place to put it. It's about how do we find ways for you to earn more money And part of that earnings is also how do you keep more of what you have? It's not what you make, it's what you keep, right? And to that end, and the way I love to open up with people because it's so positive because it's all performance based, is I work with a group called Stride Savings, and Stride Saving has a very unique performance based model where they do analysis of companies' different expenses. They find savings, and they only get paid if they when the savings are achieved. So when you save money, they share in that, and it's incredibly powerful. In fact, what's great about it is I know that you've got you do a lot of credit card processing. Don't you do?
Oh
a
yeah,
couple
we do
million?
a ton.
Yeah. Well, their track record is 100% of the people who process more than 300,000 credit cards, they find savings for 100% of the time, and that's just one of 7 or 8 different audits that they do. The other thing they're great at is reducing property taxes because they can negotiate that down. They find other negotiated savings with things like shipping and workman's comp and other things, not because they change your supplier, but because they find the savings you're entitled to with the people you have. So it's not like, hey, run your credit card processing with somebody else and save money. It's here's how to get a better deal with who you're working with. And the great thing about it is we have an app right here. The app allows me to ask you 8 questions, and at the end of the 8 questions, I can actually give you an estimate of how much money you expect to save. And if it makes sense and it's worthwhile and you think it's worthwhile, we can book a discovery call with the experts and the accountants and the architects and everybody else that they use, and they'll go over it with you and actually pursue that. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can shave any money off my merchant fees, I would love it.
Yeah, there's tons of money there. So let's go ahead and do the questions here. All right.
Yep. You said you had another one you wanted to do? Different Stride one?
That was talking about, I love the fact you can say 100% success rate, but it's always guaranteed. Anything else that we want to do with Stride? They'll all have a way to do it, I guess, but to heck. I can do minor variations on that, but the truth is you get
I don't want to
50 of 9
confuse
people.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's give them a pretty straightforward shot.
I think that's good. 3,
Yeah.
I mean, if we complicate this, they're going to treat it as a complicated thing.
Right.
So,
It's kind of like how many choices you want to give people in color? 2.
yeah. So I think that's
You wanna
good. So we did all the closes. What else do you think?
Is there any other
training
coaching
thing?
that we should be doing with these guys?
I'm going to shoot a welcome video,
Okay,
so I
good.
can do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit down with it. I'll stand up. We'll do
Yeah.
a different background
Yeah.
or something. Anything you want to address? The box, constant connections. Constant connections. I'm basically building a whole new training starting this Thursday out of it with the group calls,
Okay.
because we're basically going to treat everybody like an experiment, and I'm going to
Yeah,
be
you told
working
me
on
the
all the
beta.
messaging.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, that'll be awesome. You want to talk about a little bit about email marketing? Just do a little bit of a quick conversation about how people ought to be using email and communication, or
I'm going to develop that into the program. I've already pre-planned it. Like tomorrow's 101.
Okay.
Thursday is going to be 101, and
All
I
right.
think that's going to be.
All right. Well, then I'm just trying to think of, because we got him here, and we should film
Yeah.
everything we're going to do. And they love it when you film stuff and do, because that's always value. So.
Yeah.
We want them to do, they're going to be using a group. Want to talk about events. What about doing a thing where we get someone to sponsor an event? Want to do a conversation like that?
Meaning, like you're asking me to sponsor?
Yeah, be a sponsor.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Jeremiah, the reason I initially asked you to join the group and I wanted to connect with you is because we've got a lot of members who are looking for services like you have. We've got 1,800 members now, and we grow a couple hundred a month, and we're growing aggressively. We really want to grow this thing.
Wow.
And we're doing everything we can to help each other as much as possible. And as I explained to you with the whole immigrant story, that's what this is all about. And one of the things that we do is we try to have events and we have get-togethers that are like networking events. But then we'll also do other things, like we'll do fundraisers, and we're planning a bike ride. We're planning a golf tournament to raise funds. So we want to have fun too. Let's not just make this about, let's enrich our lives in all ways.
Yeah.
And I wanted to invite you, because I think it would be a lot of value to you. I wanted to invite you to think about being one of the sponsors for our next event, because what that allows you to do is it allows you to set up a table and put out materials and things. We'll give you 5 minutes at the beginning of the event to speak. And I would like to, there's some folks I want to walk over to your table and introduce you to. And I want to use you as a reason to bring them to the group. So it's win-win-win all around.
Yeah.
It's a couple $100 for the sponsorship, and for that, you, like I said, you get the booth, you get your table, you get your information, and you also get to speak to everybody, and you hand out whatever you want. Does that sound like something that would be useful to you?
Yeah, I mean, how many people will be there?
We try to shoot for about 50 or 60,
Okay.
and they tend to be the leaders of the companies. That tends to be the top people. Those are the ones that tend to show up. And as I said, if I know you're going to sponsor it ahead of time, like if it's not a last minute thing, I get to reach out to folks and really tell them, hey, there's a guy there I want you to meet. You need to come to the event.
Okay.
Because then I'll cherry pick the folks to bring to you.
Right. But how much are you looking for?
It's between 100 and 200, depending on where you want to be.
Okay.
But if you want to be, there's the top feature is $200, and you get the head table and get to do a 5-minute speech, and everybody else gets a minute. So.
Yeah, that's $200. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take that spot.
Okay, super. I'm excited about it.
Okay.